Hi, I'm Johnny. I'm a global artist ambassador for FENIX360, and I'm blessed to be joined today by the music artist Damien Ray. Hey, Damien, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man. How are you today?
I'm doing great, bud. Thanks for being with me. I'm looking forward to sharing your story and learning about you, Damien. But first, I'd love to tune into your track that's available on our YouTube channel, Nothing Ever Changed. Sound good?
Get it?
All right, cool. Then let's tune in now to Damien Ray and Nothing Ever Changed.
The key is the weather, the storm.
Yeah,
And that's what I mean, don't fold.
I was going through a lot of things, but I'm back. Listen. Causing lots of mischief, all of y'all will get this. Hated back then, well at least you got to witness. This my mission and I always followed intuition. Man, and I succeeded, I fought off all my demons. Now I'm back and I'm here to stay. Music in my DNA, never falling off, I'm not some rollerblades. I just bring the waves so y'all notice where the ocean stays. They send a track to radio, we gonna know it plays. These days I'm only just on a focus wave, only more evolved than before, that's all I gotta say. This dimension, man, it really ain't ready. Better cut the track down, caught a rhyming machete. Some ain't really gonna get me, and some are gonna stress me. But it's all good still, cause God has always blessed me. This is evolution, everything explosion fluid. I'm back 2021, and time we gon' be breaking through this. Yeah, you know that I went through some things, had to put it on hold, then going other lanes. Health coming first, but sometimes when it rains, God save me now, I'm back to save God, nothing ever changed. Yeah, you know I went through some things, had to put it on hold, then going other lanes. Health coming first, but sometimes when it rains, God save me now, I'm back to save y'all, nothing ever changed. Hungry as I'll ever be, still rhyming places, hating ass ones will really only never be. Still making memories, still grinding endlessly. With me you won't find Hennessy, just ambition endlessly. Still an inspiration, want a woman who will watch the constellations. Going deep inside the deepest conversations. Anything in my path, I've always gotta take it, and I'm going till I'm ancient. Damien Ray's D-Ray still just said different. It's a new beginning, you know we about to get this.
Damien, sweet, man. Great to share your music with everyone. Thanks, bud. Now, tell me, where are you from? And, how'd you become a music artist?
I am from South Portland, Maine. And actually, I have known what I want to do with my life since I was just 2 years old. And specifically, what happened was there's this movie called Treasure Planet and this song called I'm Still Here. I was singing that song in the car on my way to preschool. I told my parents I want to be a singer when I'm older. And then when I turned 8 years old, it became more specific, where I started writing raps with my friend Robbie that I grew up with. We snuck behind our parents' back to watch 8 Mile, which is Eminem's movie.
Right, of course.
And that's when I knew what I wanted to do with my life from there on. And yeah, I always knew, and life always steered me in that direction, even if I didn't know. It's pretty wild.
Damien, it's really cool. It's almost like, you know what I mean? Your soul has come built in with directions for you to become an art music artist.
I love when you say that. That's
right?
it.
And it started as kind of like almost kind of in the cradles, so the fact of the matter is a lot of people, myself included, continue to discover and keep looking for, what it is that, you're here to express. But it sounds to me like you got that in a really early stage, and now everything is just attached to this bigger dream of doing what you love. So that's cool, man. So let me ask this question then. When you were coming up, who were some of those artists that you loved listening to that helped inspire your own sound?
There's literally so many, but I have like this top 5 specific always. I would say Eminem, first off, that's like #1 for me. I'm really into Big Sean. Like, I love his music and I really love how he is as a person. He's very similar to me. He's a very spiritual guy. I really love Russ now. He's a new artist that really just like spoke his dreams into existence and everything. He worked hard for it, made it happen. I'm a big fan of Justin Bieber. I also just really like this artist named Jake Miller. Man, there's so many artists, so many different genres that I love, but I'd say those are always like my top influences. And also Kanye West. That's the other one.
Well, listen, all those guys, you know what I mean, are all champions of their art and crafts, you know what I mean? So it's amazing, you know, and the inspirations we get, you know, and it makes it pumps us up to want to perform and like, you know, and to take from them, you know, some of that energetic quality and integrate it into our own way. So I appreciate that you're doing it your way, Damien. Now let me ask this question now. What are you working on? What's coming up in the near future for you?
Actually, I'm working on my debut EP right now called Beauty in the Dark. And to make a long story short, it's just a culmination of everything I've gone through in my life, especially in like the last 4 or 5 years or so, because I've been doing music for a long time and I got pretty far, but then I had to put everything on hold for some health issues. So that's where Nothing Ever Changed came from. That's the lead single off the EP, and the rest, I'm getting back in the studio next week to continue work on that. And so I'm very excited to share my story with the world. It's all made me who I am, and you know, it's where we're going.
Damien, I really appreciate it, man. Now, and you also mentioned, you know what I mean, some of the things you had in common with one of the former artists you mentioned with regard to spirituality. So that's obviously a big aspect of, you know, who you are and what you're doing. So tell me a little bit about your spirituality and that aspect.
Yeah, so with spirituality, it's one of those things that I have always just known. Like, I've always known that life is bigger than it seems. I've always known that whatever we call it, whether it's God, the universe, source, whatever, the fact is something exists. I always call it God or the universe. And so I've just gone through so many things in my life where both magical moments within music, like manifesting, meeting certain people, you know, certain opportunities. That's exactly what I imagined in my mind, just things like that. And then on top of that, with the story I talked a little bit about, where I've just gone through quite a bit in my life, especially with trauma from bullying, like that's been a lot of my thing. And so I ended up having what's called a spiritual awakening. And it's basically just this very deep, like at first very dark, but really beautiful experience in the end that kind of just changes everything, because there was a time when I felt really lost. I didn't know what I was doing, who I was anymore. Like, I was just really suffering in every possible way. And so there was a period I had to be alone, and, you know, I had to take care of myself. And eventually I rose out of it and felt kind of like a phoenix rising from the ashes, which is another thing that when everyone hears Nothing Ever Changed, you'll notice that line and you'll know what it's tied to now.
Well, man, I really appreciate you sharing that. And, you know, everyone goes through periods of challenges where we feel really separate. We feel really alone. How come everybody else has got their shit together and I'm struggling and I feel lost and I do feel disconnected and alien? And the spiritual awakening you're talking about is basically the revelation, the understanding that you are actually connected to every other living being, and that you're part of a process of love that is beyond our human kind of understanding and description, yes, but certainly is and prevalent within all the natural world. So as soon as we realize that we're brethren of all of that, that we're connected to its family, other human beings, other living beings, the cosmos, it becomes all of a sudden we've got a huge family for which to be able to celebrate and recognize our place in it is so important, because everything that is can't be everything without us. So I appreciate you discovered this as well. And I'm with you, brother, and wanting to be able to share you know, your music and your heart with everyone. So I'm looking forward to your progress. I want everyone to tune into the social media channels that you find below for Damien Raye and look for him rising on FENIX360. And thank you, my brother. Really appreciate you, man.
Absolutely. This is great. I knew just right when I met you that you would understand these kind of things too. Like, you can just kind of sense it sometimes.
Buddy, thanks, Damien. Really appreciate it. All right. So you be well, brother. Cheers. And keep on raising our frequency, man. Take care.
What it's all about.
Everybody gonna understand why I was gone, and know we gonna make it big just like all along. I'm feeling like a phoenix, I'ma show you all the reasons. Coming back stronger every time, and y'all have seen it. rose through the ashes, drove right through the madness. Woke up in that time with the darkness, it was graphic. Yeah, you know that I went through some things, had to put it all on hold, then going other lanes. Health coming first, but sometimes when it rains, God take me now, I'm back to Savior, nothing ever changed. Yeah, you know I went through some things, had to put it on hold, then going other lanes. Health coming first, but sometimes when it rains, God take me now, I'm back to Savior, nothing ever changed. 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 Yeah. Damien Raye, baby. Like I said, I'm back and I'm here to stay. This shit's in my DNA.